Alright people, today we're going to be changing front brake pads and rear brake pads on this 2017 Honda CRV. So let's get straight to it. So first you want to take out the wheel. It is a 19mm size foot of lug nut. I use my impact and my deep socket. So the next thing you want to do before you undo this caliper is get a long pry bar or a what do you call it, screwdriver. You want to kind of retract this thing using a flathead or a small pry bar. I tried using this one first. It didn't work, but I guess you got to use the smaller one first, and then you can use the bigger one. That actually makes it easier for you, so you don't have to use a brake piston compressor. Kind of looks like it retracted back as much as possible. Cool. Now you want to get your 12mm socket. It could be deep, it could be short, doesn't matter. Kind of rusty. You can hang this right here because we're only changing the pads. We're not going to be banging to remove the rotors. Okay. Alright, so this is the kit, and it looks like it comes with brand new hardware. So we're going to remove the old one. Okay, now we're going to take the slide pins off. We're going to get our super dirty rag. You can get a clean one, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get some brake grease, and don't be greedy when greasing these because it is important, and if it's going back and forth ever so freely, your brake pads will last as long as possible. I know that they already have grease on them, but it doesn't hurt to put brand new grease. Perfect. Cool. Now we can get these. We're gonna have to cut the protective shield. Alright, so there's two types. One that has a brake pad wear indicator ear, and one that doesn't. So the one that doesn't goes on the outside, and the one that has an ear goes on the inside. But obviously before we do any of this, we'll have to take out the hardware. And they gave me a lot of hardware, so that means there are a couple sizes for those. And I'm gonna go ahead and match it with the older one. Okay, so the old one doesn't have an ear. Maybe all of them do have ears. I would compare these ones. Okay, it's the one that has the little vent right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and press it down. If you notice, there's one with the solid attachment and one that has a vent. So these ones had vents, or like the small cut. So that's what we're gonna use. Okay, make sure they're clipping. And now you want to get your brake pad. Put some grease on the ears. You don't have to get a brand new shim, or you don't have to reuse the old shims because these ones already come shimmed. I'm gonna put this right here. Please tell me that fits. Here we go. It does fit. It fits over there as well. Super snug fit. I'm not really a fan of that. Obviously I like snug fit, but this one's just too much. Feels like it doesn't have a free room to move back and forth. But hey, that's what the customer supplied us with. Okay, we'll put this one. Alright. Just take this one out. Put some more grease on the sides, because that's where the hardware is contacting it. Okay, much better. And this is the caliper. You can absolutely put some grease around the caliper contacting point, or the brake piston contacting point with the brake pad. And now we're gonna use these two brake pad pushers. You just push the brake pad out, and looking at it, it is actually functioning. So by that I mean that you will have to hold both brake pads like this, because it will come off. Okay, they're both in, and make sure you're not kinking that line, you're not twisting it. Make sure it's on the right orientation, and you want to push those two on the bottom and the top. Make sure they go in their dedicated spot, and you want to get your two bolts that I can't find right here. Okay, first one is in. You can use your hand, make sure this one bottoms out. Great. That one's still attached to the stupid impact socket. So obviously this impact will do too much, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a ratchet so I can feel how tight those are. Alright, so I have this right here. Okay, that one's too tight. You gotta be careful with these 12 millimeters. They're a little bit fragile. Perfect. Okay, that is it for the brake pads. So go ahead and put those back in the box. All right, so now that we're ready to put the wheel, the wheel's turned, and obviously I did that so I can have more accessibility for the caliper, or to the caliper, but wheel still goes back on, no problem. It's an SUV, you have a lot of space in the wheel well. So by barely tightening this, you get to slightly align your wheel. Okay, if you look through the holes, they're actually slightly more aligned, but it will align itself a little bit more. Okay, now it's in the middle. You can put this, hand tighten, and we're gonna go crisscross pattern. This is a DSF 900, and it's on the second option. Third option's too much, and it will break your lug nuts. So one more pass. Make sure everything is good. Perfect. All right, so right now we're going to be doing the rear. So you need your impact, or a 19 mil with a breaker bar. I would definitely recommend doing it with impact. Definitely. Okay, I'm going to be laying on the wheel. It makes a good chair. Let me see if I can use my 12 millimeter deep socket in the back. There's actually a lot of space in here. Looks like I can. What about the rear one, or the lower? Oh, perfect. I definitely can. Alright, I mean, we should have done it before we removed the bolts, but maybe we can actually still do it. Okay, perfect. It's still kind of out, if you see it right here, but we can use this and our hand force to push it back, as you saw. Kind of a trick I learned by myself. You actually don't really even need a pry bar or a flathead. So we're gonna spray this some brake cleaner. It's in the name, to clean the brakes. What the hell is my towel? Alright, now we're gonna just clean this a little bit. You can definitely use a wire wheel, but that requires the removal of the bracket, and I don't want to do that. So now we're gonna remove these slide pins like this. Gonna clean them because they're a lot more I don't know, just I don't know how to describe it, just slightly more corroded than the front ones. I'm going to empty this out of air. Slide in back and forth perfectly. Same thing with the lower one. You want to hold the boot. Make sure it doesn't come out with the pin, because the way they sit in there, they sit on, kind of like grips it tightly. Okay. And you see how there's air, so you want to empty that. Boom. Same thing over here, perfect. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and put these hardware pieces right here, and we're gonna use a small flathead to just make sure it goes into place perfectly. Don't forget to do that part, because they will come off or they will contact the rotor. So you see this, you just want to bottom it out with the bracket. Perfect. I'm gonna get your brand new brake pads, but before we actually do that, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this piece right here. I'm gonna go ahead and use the new one, and you can just slide it like this, like that. Boom, now it's in place. Just keep this right there. We're gonna get the one that has no ear or brake pad wear indicator. Put some grease here. You just have to put grease on the bottom because it doesn't contact anywhere else. Actually, no, it does. It contacts the side. You gotta do that as well. Contacts right there. This one slides in super easy. Now, this might be a slight issue for you. You can just press this a little bit. Put some grease, because this will give you a hard time. And this goes in like this. Yeah, I was definitely not lying when I said that. Huh. Okay, make sure it doesn't interfere with that hardware right here. Now we're gonna put it like that. Perfect. Before you do all of that, just make sure this is aligned right. Okay, this keeps a good grip or push on the brake pads. So now we're gonna get our bolts, tighten this crap in place. You're gonna have to push slightly because this will go against you. Alright, use your ratchet. I think those are about like 30 foot-pounds, but okay, that's pretty snug. You actually see one more time. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that impact was pretty strong. Alright, so here's a trick. If this keeps spinning when you're tightening this, you can just use a vice grip, tighten it, and then hold it while you're tightening the bolts. So that way the slide pin doesn't spin with the bolt. Okay, so the hardwares are in, this is in, and looks like we're good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the wheel, oops, go ahead and put the wheel back. Okay. We need more to line it up perfectly. It looks like it's contacting the heat shield. Oh, that's the brake pad. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and drop the car on the ground. Okay. And get the key. You want to turn it on. Okay. Now you want to pump the brakes ever so slightly. Don't go all the way down. Just. Okay. Now they're stiff. That means the brake piston has pushed itself back to where it's supposed to, barely contacting the brake pad, which is the perfect position. And that is it, folks. I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But we are good to go. That's how you do the front and rear brake pads on this 2017 Honda CRV. It is typically, I think, the same generation from 2013 all the way to, I think, 17 or 18. But that's it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But for that, see you later.